because of our today's special selling out. So it's really wonderful. By the way, we still have just a few remaining in our, not only, I mentioned our today's special sold out, but actually there are about 100 remaining. So you can certainly grab that. But let's now talk about, this is the only gold coin we've seen so far, huh?
Well, I want to talk about this coin for just a sec. We don't have a lot of time here. This coin is historic. I'm only going to do 3 or 4 minutes. It's a solid gold United States Walking Liberty $50, okay?
Wow.
They released this at the end of 2016. I have 32 left in the edition. Here's the incredible part about this coin. When I originally sold it, on my last coin show in 2016, we didn't even have the coin. I literally sold it with a picture. That's all we had. And we sold 146. I sold 146. Well, I have all those coins have been shipped, and you know, and everybody has that. But I have the last 32, and I actually have a coin now to do this with. Okay, I have 32 left, not for this airing, for the entire edition of 178. Here's what's happened, and I got to do this very fast. Okay. Go back 100 years from now. The United States Congress misinterpreted one of their own laws and determined that they had to end the barber $50.
Wait a minute, did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, you heard that right. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that. And so because of that, they actually then had to create the Mercury dime, the Standing Liberty quarter, and the Walking Liberty $50. Now, the Walking Liberty $50, you may recognize this design because it's on today's American Silver Eagle. Fast forward 100 years later to 2016. For the 100th anniversary, of that Walking Liberty $50, considered to be the most beautiful silver coin ever done, the United States government did this coin in solid 24-karat gold. This coin is solid 24-karat gold. It's not reprinted, restruck, or redone. This is an actual United States government issue Walking Liberty $50 that just happens to be 2016. They only did, I think it was 75,000 of these coins is all that there was. So phenomenally rare, phenomenally desirable. Like I said, I sold 150 of them without even having one. We are now down with everybody on the phone. I might have 2 dozen remaining in the entire edition. I figured I'd give you 3 minutes for us to finish the edition out on this. So once again, this is the rarest Walking Liberty $50 by far. It is the only 24-karat gold. Now, you may see people that have plated these or layered these or gold whatever these as a thing. This is a solid 24-karat gold coin that has been put out by the United States government, okay, by the United States Mint. Please keep that in mind. So this is an actual coin. It's not just a special specimen or one of those other things. This is a solid 24-karat gold coin of incredible rarity. By far the rarest Walking Liberty $50 put out by the United States government. We have it certified absolutely, positively perfect. SP70, only 178 in the limited edition. Like I said, at the end of last year, I believe I sold 140 or 145, whatever it is. I've got about 2 dozen of the coins left in the entire edition. It is one of my all-time favorite coins that they did. Of course, 2016's passed. It's done, gone, and over with the W West Point Mint mark. This is going to end up being, I think, one of the most collectible, the most desirable coins put out by the United States government, because this is the original coin. This is the original design with which the United States government then made the American Silver Eagle, done in the exact size of the regular Walking Liberty $50, except it's done in solid 24-karat gold.
And not surprised me, because usually when you see the gold coins, typically, not always, they're a little smaller. And this one, the scale of this one is really substantial. We're going to leave that one available for you. If you'd like to own it, 527-696, but obviously very limited. Thank you for your phone calls there. 527-696 if you're making a note of that 24-karat gold.